to see actually what you're feeling, intuition about me. It's interesting.
Yeah,
That's so
it
cool.
is good. No, it's
I am
cool.
so excited. It's going to be a fun one.
I'm very intuitive, and
Of course.
I know it now, but it's something that is an innate ability from a young age. I remember. So,
Today, I'm excited to share a recipe for healing and transformation. My guest is intuitive healer Ida Spritzer, founder of Inner Divinity Attraction. She will guide us to a better understanding of how holistic wellness can help you align with your true self and help you to live with purpose. And today we are creating a perfectly balanced baked shrimp scampi, inspired by Ida's passion for healing and nourishing both body and soul. Please welcome an amazing Ida Spritzer. Woohoo!
thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. And let me welcome you with champagne before we continue, because
Best part.
that is an important part that I usually welcome my guests with. And I'm so happy that you were able to come, and you came all the way from New York to spend some time with your beautiful daughter. And you were so gracious enough to actually give me time here in my kitchen and studio. So we're gonna do this. Did you say I'm gonna do it from a first time?
Whoa.
Did you meditate that one in? You and look how clean. So Ida, right before we began, she told me, I meditated that you're gonna pop this from the first time. And I said, you know what? That's the moment I'm gonna test your powers. And I mean, you can't make this up. This is life, you guys. I already believe in power of meditation and healing. Welcome, Ida. Thank you so much. This is incredible.
This is incredible.
Right from here. Cheers.
I'm gonna go home and practice with my knife.
I'll teach you the trick, okay? We're gonna remove this. We don't need this anymore. But I wanna know, how did you begin this transformational healing journey? How did this happen in your life? Because nowadays, everything is so available online and we are aware of things. It doesn't mean people practice or apply, but back then, over 40 years ago, when you began, there was really nothing. And you already felt that inner strength, and you were connected to yourself. How this happened?
It's an innate ability. For years since I was young, I was always tapping into myself and used to look at everyone from the outside. Like I was always the observer of my life. And from a young age, everything I wanted, I figured if I asked, my parents will probably say no, maybe, or later. So I would meditate on that, and it would just come. And also later on in my life, after I married, my husband went through part of his life that we ended up losing him, and I had two young little girls.
At 34, you were so young.
Yes.
You became a widower and a single mother of two daughters.
So I had to really tap into the universe and let go of all those fears that hold us back.
Absolutely.
And those voices.
This is incredible. And yes, when I read your story, you know, how you began this whole journey, it was very inspiring, because my mother was also a widow. My father died when he was 33. And she had to become that, you know, woman that carries that both sides, now being a father and a mother, and I could totally relate to that and understand. And of course, whatever you went through was a traumatic experience, but brought this light in you that is a gift to all of us in this world, because you are actually a meditation coach, also a healer that can help others. So this is after all that your own experience, you created a whole movement and a business that provides us with such light and your expertise, because we all know about meditation, but how is it really to meditate? How do we get there? It's so hard for us to turn off that talkative brain. How do you do that?
Well, for me right now, it's very easy. I could like turn it on like a switch.
But it's not for most people.
It's not, because they intend to be very hard on themselves. They figured it's like they have to be like a monk, but it's not so. What we do is quieting the mind, bringing us towards a theta state level where I look at it like this when I explain it. Picture the ocean and the waves, right?
Right.
That's our mind,
Yeah.
all moving up there. And then going beneath the wave, stillness at the bottom of the sea.
Stay there.
And that you see, so that's a good vision to look at when you're meditating. Also using mantras. But I do love the sea. And going underneath, I snorkel, I don't scuba dive. But and I love the stillness of the way everything moves. So picture that in your mind and always putting great intention. So I do it because I love my life. I love showing up. I love what my life has taught me, that we just go on and not to sweat the small stuff.
But that is so wonderful what Ida just said. She loves her life. And a lot of times we, underestimate or do not feel grateful for everything we have. And that's where it all begins, from your gratitude to life for loving it. And when you love life, life loves you back millionfold, right? And I also, what you just said previously, which I love that phrase, you said I was observer of myself. And I know exactly what you're saying, because when I moved to Miami, my life completely changed. I began my third life, as I say, and I was in that state when I was just observer of myself. I was watching my behavior, my emotions to the life that was thrown at me. And when I saw that part in me, I was really blown away how much I was missing. I could have done it all my life, but I didn't know how to. And when I came to that realization, my life became magical. And this is a wonderful tool to start turning off the noise and just listen to yourself and observe. And do you think this is a skill for you, or it's a gift? Can somebody learn it?
Someone can definitely learn it, but I believe we all come into this world with special skills.
Absolutely.
There is a belief system, which I teach, of all the noises that came while we were growing up, the things we are allowed to do and not do, that shut us down. And then you have society, and they instill their patterns and their rules. I always didn't follow rules like everyone does.
I am a rule breaker right there with you.
My kids will tell you, I go by the dance and the beat of my heart. And when people tell me I can, I know I can. And I think that's a really good talent. That if you intend, and especially in this world, people tell you no, a lot of people kind of shut down and don't intend to go forward, whether it be their passion, their love life, whatever they're striving for. So I believe with all my heart that if you do you will just blossom.
You are absolutely right. I had this recent experience that a friend of mine told me that her granddaughter was, she is a really talented artist, and the teacher told her she does not believe that's her art. She said, that's not you, you're lying, you didn't draw this. And the girl never made a video or anything. She just drew from her heart. And the girl shut down. And I said, I need to talk to her. She cannot let someone tell her she cannot do something. She should take this as an advantage and say, let me show you the world that I can do this. This is me. This all comes from me. And it's so sad that teachers who are supposed to support you, they put you down like that. And it's really, so the point is, things like that are going to happen in your life, and you're not going to let anybody tell you what you can do and what you can't do. And when you are a child, it's much more fragile person that is not confident, and it's really important for us adults, parents and friends, to lift each other up and let our kids grow the proper way. And it's so wonderful that you do this, and it's just a gift for us. Before we continue, I want to let you know that you should just scan that QR code. The recipe is there with all the proportions, and we're going to begin the recipe. So why did we choose shrimp scampi?
Well, I wanted something delicious, garlicky,
Yes.
and flavorful. And one of my dishes that I learned from a young age, being a young mom, I love beautiful things and fancy things. And I got my cookbook, and I told the girls, they were young, that we were cooking, and we're going to be doing a beautiful recipe once a week.
Oh, I love that. That is so special.
And we will have a sit-down meal, and we'll prepare everything. And that's how it started. This was the meal.
And yes, this is a beautiful, easy recipe that anybody can do. And it's at the same time, it's so satisfying and fabulous, and like you, very elegant. So we will begin with, by the way, I forgot the garlic. Okay, I have it here.
Yeah, we have garlic.
Okay, we have the garlic. So garlic is here. So we will, tell me what to do. I'll be your sous chef.
Perfect. We'll start with crushing up some garlic.
All right.
We'll use some oil.
Some oil or
Turn
butter.
this
Yeah, I will
on.
turn it on.
Yeah, we'll start heating that. I like to use a little olive oil and some butter.
Absolutely.
I don't go according to the recipes with the butter.
Yeah, that's the
because
thing. You
they
can be
could
creative.
yeah.
You could do
I
your
do
way.
my own.
It doesn't have to be, just by the book. And we also are skipping the eggs today. There is an egg yolk in there, and we decided it's a bit heavy, so you could scratch that off, okay? Well, when Ida came, I had the eggs here. She said, I'm not doing the egg. I said, okay. I didn't know that.
I said to the egg though.
I said, we will have to just scratch it off the recipe. So that's how I cook also, by, the way I feel like. So I totally get it. And it will be up to you to make that decision. So how did your friends and family react when you started this business?
Well, first of all, I've started many businesses, well, a couple. Since I've been young, I remember I wanted to be a buyer and to have my own boutique back in...
Fashion boutique,
yeah,
correct?
back in the 80s.
And you also love art.
I did. Well, that came after when I pivoted into the art world.
Okay.
Through meditation, because the boutiques was a big part of my husband and I's life and our family. And once I went through all that and lost him, I just couldn't keep up, in the sense with all the computers and everything that was taking place in the industry. With Gap was coming, all kinds of big conglomerate, big
Collaborations
companies.
and companies, yeah.
So I decided to kind of wait and pivoted into the art world, and then did fabulous with that. I remember having my kids would come around the dining room table, and I was always using the 5 elements: fire, wood, metal, earth, and water. And
explain that to us. What does that mean?
It's important for me, and I learned it as I was going on. I would use the fire, which is the candle, and I would always light up a Shabbat candle. Beautiful. And then I would always have water, and with flowers, of course, and I would sit there. It was like doing a ritual ceremony that only I could tap into myself and let go of all the fear, the anxiety of reality telling me I couldn't do what I really wanted to do in my life. And yes, I couldn't go get a job because I couldn't. Never worked for anyone.
But that's great.
That.
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to start my own business, and then I did my first hotel, which was the Dillon Hotel, working with Jeffrey Beers. His art came down and mine went up, and it was just so exciting to do that first job in my life, and then everything just escalated from there. So yeah.
I also admire that you taught your children, 2 girls, to be so aware from such a young age. And now I know why Courtney who I know, I don't know your second daughter, is so wonderful. It's so brilliant. It's so, she is also so driven and so strong and smart. And of course, it always comes from the mother, because you are the one who built them up and led them to glow in this world as well. Can you also use your practices on food?
Well, that's another story. So I usually host these big events with my family, and I'll do a pork crown stuff. And I've never done it, but I've seen pictures. So I always pray over the food, that my angels just work with us, and the food just comes out beautiful. I forget to check the timers. I don't put any of that, but
yeah, exactly.
works.
I don't do that. I guess I'm doing it in some extent without realizing it. But yeah, I just feel my food, and I just know exactly. Sometimes my friends tell me when I teach them how to make something, and like, how do you know when it's ready? I'm like, I just know. I feel it. It's talking to me there. It's in the oven, but I know exactly what's going on with my food. So yes, I could see that it works with everything. When, like I said, I'm not very aware of it, but it's the way it works. Yeah. So we will start sautéing, right? Some of this shallots and garlic.
Beautiful.
With some olive oil.
We'll put olive oil and butter.
It's hot.
It's hot.
Yeah. I just made it on a low heat.
Because we're going to sizzle this out.
We're gonna sizzle.
And I love working with the food and definitely the herbs.
Oh, I am such an herbal,
Me too.
obsessed person. I cannot live without herbs. I think herbs give us life.
Well, they do. I'm going to tell you, they are connected
tell
to
me.
angels.
Okay.
They are. When I remember getting this book, and that every herb, and remember, God and the universe, I use God, gives us these wonderful nourishments naturally. And when we use them properly, they do like accent our lives to become more in the now, more focused. So that's one of the reasons I love working. Well, lemons, they're very high in alkaline.
Yes,
they
they're very
alkalize
alkaline.
your body. And these are the importance about having good, natural herbs.
Beautiful ingredients that are, I think they give us oxygen. I feel like there is a breath of fresh air when we use herbs, and that zestiness from the lemon gives us that alkaline feeling, as you are saying. Quick question: do you feel anything about me? How are my chakras aligned? I just wanna know what you're reading.
I have to say, you're living your truth. You're the now. You're grounded, I would say. Grounded, very joyful. One of the ones that I would say that comes across is trusting more.
Trusting more.
Trusting more.
Trusting more who? The people or the universe or myself?
Yourself.
Myself.
You know, everything balances back to us. It's not about, people say, oh, this one or that one or whatever. The reality is that once you take back to get your powers, you have to identify that it's all about you. And it's all about us. We play the victim. We decide to say and keep our focus outward. And that's one of the things that I teach and I try to coach, that people reiterating their same story of a trauma or something that happened with their friends that they didn't get their way, or a business partner, anything that may be. We intend to keep that focus and relive that same drama. And it stops us from becoming who we really are. I think it's important to observe it, forgive ourselves, and learn that the universe is always teaching us.
I always say the universe works for us, not against us, even though it could be really harsh lessons. But when we realize this lesson is about us, it's not to blame everything on everyone else around you, then you could understand the purpose of that lesson instead of walking in the circles of those lessons, because the life will keep sending you the same lessons, packaged in an even better more beautiful way, but then you hit that wall again. And when you realize this is your lesson and you have to walk away from that, then you start walking up the spiral. And when I realized that, my life completely changed. And I do feel a huge difference in the way I see things, the way I look at things. But thank you for telling me about that part. I will start working on it.
That's a good one. I think, and also one of the reasons I meditate every day is to open up our chakras. We are energy being having a physical encounter in this world, meaning we are energy. Right now, as we align our chakras, that's how we gravitate, and people gravitate to us.
Towards us,
Yeah,
yes.
and then you keep achieving those goals.
Is there any tip how to open those chakras up and how to properly start meditating when you don't have any knowledge, or you know some things but you don't know where to begin?
Okay,
I'm gonna grab this
simple.
parsley.
That is so simple for
That
me.
is so simple to you, but
No, I did say for me.
but I like that you. So that is really great thing that you said. It's very simple because we overcomplicate things, correct? So things like that could be actually more simple than you think. So what are they?
It is simple. I started off, and I try to tell even a young child, being grateful for the day, for everything. I mean, I remember, and I'm going to say this story. It was when my kids were young, and we were at the supermarket, and they wanted a toy. Yes, I could get that toy.
Right.
But it was like not important to get that, so then I have to pick it up and throw it away. So I did tell my daughter, I remember, no, we're not going to get the toy. However, you could spend it and we could give it away to a kid less fortunate. And then she started to cry for this toy. I said, you know what? We're going to look at kids less fortunate than you, and then you will know
What it means.
what it means to be grateful for the simple things you have. And I remember showing her, and then she had a whole different reality of wow, and start to take her life more. Wow, it's important to see that this is not just it.
Exactly.
You know, and yeah, and try to educate our children and ourselves. But simple meditation was questioned. I think just closing our eyes and being grateful for simple things, or grateful for the things yet not to come, and staying in the now and seeing your life in a big screen and knowing what you want, and then just be grateful and tapping into your heart chakra.
That's so beautiful. I always tell my daughter that, you know, you could, she laughed at me, hey V, and said, Mom, you always make up these stories in your head and then you living them. I said, exactly, I make up my movie, my own life. I could take a different approach and not do that and not live what I want to. But yeah, this is exactly how it works. You make up the story that you envision yourself living and feeling, actually walking through that life, and that life happens to you because you know how to manifest. Manifestation. This is a very important tool that you're going to explain to us how it works and how to get there. But before that, I want to show that our garlic and shallots are kind of crisping up, and this is good enough, correct?
This is
perfect.
delicious.
So we throw in our herbs in there, and also some salt and pepper, and red chili flakes. That's it.
That's it.
So it's the way Ida does it. So basically, she warms up that sauce in the pan instead of, you know, doing it with a soft butter. But it's just, this is more fun. You just pour. Do we need to add some more butter or oil?
Yes, more butter.
More butter.
Please.
Yeah.
Now we could go for half of that slab.
We're gonna melt some. You know, the more butter, the better. I love butter.
Oh my God, this is
butter
my aroma.
is so good. It's actually from It's a local butter, American local butter from Vermont. It's really good. So yeah, we want to make sure there's enough sauce so that we could pour, and we add a little bit of the olive oil as well. And do we do
we have chicken stock, and no, we don't. Oh, okay.
You didn't tell me about the chicken stock. Oh, look, she's changing some things here. I don't think we need it because
we don't.
Because the chicken stock will.
Or champagne.
Oh yeah, there's always champagne. That's what we have.
I love champagne.
Yeah.
I actually used to pour it in my pancakes. I was doing brunch.
It's always better with champagne. That's what I say. That's my lozenge. So is it good? Good enough?
Good
or more?
enough. A little more.
A little more.
It evaporates,
Okay,
so
sure.
that's okay. I
And
wish you guys could smell this.
Do we put the lemon zest now?
Now, we
right
could do it now, and we'll do it some
have
zest, and then we'll actually pour the juice of the lemon in there.
Perfect.
And then we'll pour it here, and then...
And that is going to the oven on 425 for a very short time. Like how long will we cook it? Again, we're going to feel the food, but you have to time it.
We have it on?
Yeah, it's on the bottom, yes.
Perfect. Sure, I would say like a good 8-10 minutes.
8 minutes, I think it's good.
Yeah,
The shrimps
perfect.
depends on also on the size of your shrimp. This particular one is a medium size. So I think 8 minutes, it's perfectly enough.
So this is
So we're gonna finish this and continue talking. And do you enjoy cooking?
I love to cook.
How often do you cook?
Every about 3-4 times. I mean, we live in the country.
I love that.
I am so grateful for that. And we're surrounded by all the beauty. Where you have a beach, we have a lake, and we have a lot of trees. So we're constantly grounding. But yeah, I've even done a lobster clam bake on like this island from one pot. So yes, I love to cook.
I actually love that it's so easy. Like you said, it's basically one pot. We just made this quick, delicious sauce. And here are our beautiful shrimps, Argentinian. Hello, Batista.
I love Argentina.
So we have
wild caught.
Yes, and we are just pouring them over this delicious shrimps. And that's it. Oh, what about our panko? Are we using it in the end? Okay, so I'm gonna spread it evenly, all these herbs. Kind of mix it a little.
Take some panko, throw it here.
Okay.
Just to absorb all that goodness.
Well, it's kind of late for us, so we're just gonna put it on top.
Okay.
We're gonna put it on top.
Good
and I think that's
here.
all right. She wants it there. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm your sous chef today.
It's so pretty. You guys have to see this. And it smells so yummy.
All right. Yeah, we don't want to waste any of those delicious herbs. See, you're like me. You don't like wasting stuff. All right. So there we go. We have our beautiful, beautiful shrimp scampi. And maybe you could help me. Yeah, perfect. It's going on the bottom.
Oh my God, it's so pretty.
I'm gonna wash my hands.
So we.
I've been messy right now. So tell us how to start applying and manifest, and how does it work when people want to do it but they don't have no idea how that works?
Well, right now, this point in my life, I remember a couple of years ago, my daughter telling me, "Mom, you're not done. You can't just retire." And so she sat next to me in my meditation station, and she said, "You need to put all this in a box." I said, "What? All this in a box?" And I knew it was the 5 elements: fire, wood, metal, earth, and water. She laughed, and I remember doing it from a subconscious level. I think the power of manifestation comes when you become your subconscious. Right now, we're living here in the conscious moment, and everything we do, we're consciously aware we're doing it. However, programming your subconscious to always be in the now, to always go before you, to always have your back and your best. Some people might call it an ego, but it's not.
Alter ego?
No, I learned very young to work with the ego, because some would say it guides us. If you're in alignment with your purpose and with your inner guide. So I created this wonderful box, and it comes with a 7-minute frequency sound. It comes with a journal. It's important to set your intention. It's important to ground. And it's 7 steps in 7 minutes. It's called Inner Divinity Attraction. It also represents decoding your spiritual ID. You know, it's funny, we have an ID here, we all use and identify with it. However, we also have a spiritual ID, and it's our inner divinity. And we are extraordinary humans having extraordinary powers. And a lot of us utilize it, but some of us just don't.
I agree.
And that's
the key, to dig deeper and to understand that there are endless opportunities to discover yourself and to live a completely different life. If you want to, it's possible. It's all within us, and that's how we find it, first of all, within ourselves. And from there, everything will blossom and happen when you start realizing it and applying it to yourself. And what is the most amazing spiritual experience that you've ever had?
I stand here before you to tell you I have so many, but one of them, it started very young. I wasn't able to have children, and I had 4 miscarriages prior to having Courtney and Brittany. And I remember I went to church, I tried it born again, I did all checking the list.
All the things
I didn't want to miss God at all. So I remember going and sitting, and I just jot down all the promises in the Bible, because I was born Catholic. So I took all the scriptures that gave me the promises of my God, and I just held on to those. And I remember the Sarah prayer, that she was with age and she had her child. So I just decided, after trying, going to the doctor, doing all those regimens for IVF, and I just said, I can't, because if there's a God, this is how it's gonna work.
Wow.
God, I need
God
my baby.
You.
I want my baby this month. And I held it until I heard a woman in front of me who couldn't have a baby. And she was like 50. I was like 24. And I remember her story. So with an open heart at that moment, I said, God, you could take it from me and give her my baby.
Oh, that is so touching.
Oh, she could have it because I could try next month.
Right.
And I have to tell you, and this is important because it's going to be in my book, which is being released soon, next month. Her baby is born September 12th. My baby's born October 12th. 1 month to the day, and the same year. And I have to tell you, that was divine intervention. So having that was like the ultimate gift, that I knew that these powers were within us. And then again, it happened with my other daughter, Brittany. And Brittany was like incredibly, I found out I was a miscarriage. I didn't even know I was. And again, I didn't listen. I trusted my God. I found out I was, and she was coming out, didn't follow the rules, went home and meditated, and I had my daughter. I have one born, Yom Kippur, which is Courtney, when the windows of heaven are open. And God gave me the gift. And then I have another one, Brittany, who was born during Thanksgiving, being grateful for everything.
Such a fascinating story. And at that time, when you were 24, you already realized all of those things, and you applied, and you gave the gift of child to this lady who struggled all her life. And it's unbelievable that you knew it. Actually, I want to say something about it. I have a friend who has 4 children, and she is the most special girl. And she had that feeling that she knew tonight she's going to get pregnant. She knew it, she wanted, and she got pregnant with every child, the time she felt. So we do have, as females especially, we have this particular strong energy within ourselves, and we doubt ourselves, like you said to me, like I have some sort of doubts. So I feel now what you are saying, and I will work on that. And this is really powerful. This is absolutely powerful. You are incredible. And you know what I feel. I just want to say what I feel about you. I feel you're really this calm energy, very confident energy, and very very intuitive. And you just exude this power that is invisible, but we all feel it. I'm sure this whole place is filled up with your beautiful, beautiful energy, and we also smelling delicious shrimps, garlic coming up there. And how did you come up with this conception of the meditation box?
Well, yeah, going back to that, well, my daughter
Put
told
it in
me.
the box. She's such an entreprenista.
I just
love her brilliant mind. I admire that so much.
Brilliant. And back then, I remember when I did pivot it into the art world and where I was going, they used to meditate with me, and she would give me like a card out of nowhere. And I would just identify with it and go with the lead. I knew she was giving me a lead. And so many great things happened back in the art world. And now she did it again, like to sit with me and tell me she wasn't done. And she did go to tell me, you know, she was a little overwhelmed. And I send her all these things. And she goes, but, you know, what do I do with it? She knows, she's been meditating. And she can tell you, call every day, my children, and say, how are you? Did you meditate? It's not even a how are you. So going into that box, when she left, I just went into, my subconscious had to do it because I got a package, and it was the most beautiful box I've ever seen. All the 5 elements, and you could see it in my website. And I brought it to her. It was November, it was Thanksgiving when she sat with me. I came to Miami for New Year's, and I never forget, it was the 28th. I brought it down, and I said to her, this is your gift. She puts it on. She opens it, that sets it all up, and puts on her headphone with the 7-minute frequency. And all of a sudden, she goes, Mom, it just calmed me. This is the most beautiful. Yes. And she posted, before you know it, I've sold hundreds of them.
Oh, I'm so
everywhere.
proud of you.
Yeah,
this
hundreds.
Is incredible.
And they've been going. I don't really, now I'm in the stage of marketing, so you'll see them everywhere. But it was so, and then my products that I brought you here.
Oh, really?
Today. Yes.
Wow, let me check. This is beautiful. It matches my dress a little.
Everything is energy. One of my studies earlier in life was
inner divinity attraction. Yes. This is so beautiful. So what is it?
Okay, this is great. So one of my many studies was Feng Shui. And I just love everything energy. And in Feng Shui, it's all about the elements as well. So this is a bath. So usually in Feng Shui, they do this every change of season to let go of all the negativity and start a new season. So my kids will tell you, New Year's comes, everybody's getting a bath.
I'm getting my bath tonight.
Yeah. So basically, it's pure ginger. Oh, it's so pretty to smell like a cookie. Ginger. It's ginger.
My gingerbread season starts now. Yeah. I love it.
It's sea salt, the best sea salt, and baking soda to detoxify.
Cleanse and detox.
So you soak up, and it's all evenly proportioned, which is important.
And why do we have this crystal here?
This is the crystal that constantly. So I love crystals. Being energy that we are, they have a high calibration in the frequency that we totally the body resonates with. So my products will all be aligned and infused with the stones that I use. So just by keeping it, and it's known, and there's been studies that if you drink, let's say anything, you put it in your champagne.
Oh, I will do that right now.
Yes, you put it inside.
Are you kidding me?
It brings up the frequency and everything. Yeah.
So let me see how I feel after this champagne. Okay, I need a knife here. Sorry.
So we go.
The butter doesn't help.
And we would have put a little in the shrimp scampi. But
oh, by the way, I have to get our shrimp scampi out. I don't want it to be overcooked.
Let's see. Hold on.
All right, I'm gonna throw this into champagne glass.
Yep.
This already makes it already
Look
pretty.
at that.
Yeah, this is so cool. Wow, thank you. I have to drink it now.
So the
Something will happen. Let me get our shrimp.
happen. You'll have a baby.
I'm done, please. I don't need that. I'm 48, no babies.
Oh, I have had clients that were 52 years old. And
wow, look at our gorgeous shrimps. I'm kind of, I love my children. I have two beautiful children, but because I had my first child when I was 19, so I was a young mother, and then at 29, so I kind of all my life was devoted to my kids, and now I can breathe a little, so I'm good.
yeah.
So we have our delicious shrimp scampi. It looks incredible. It smells unbelievable. We're gonna pour some more lemon juice. I have Meyer lemon, and I'm actually gonna put some more zest. I love to refresh this. Always, the more the better. The more citrus zestiness, the better it will be. So, and we need lemon wedges. Just like, we can just pour some juice just like this on top. And we're gonna taste it. I have a little plate here. All right.
So yummy.
That is yummy. Beautiful. It's hot, sizzling hot.
So pretty.
And I want to invite Courtney. Courtney, come in here. I want you to try your mom's dish that I helped her to cook.
That's hard. So thank you for inviting me back.
I am
and
so
I know we
happy
talked
to-
about this when I was here. So thank you for having
thank
my
you.
mom.
Thank you so
having
much,
me.
because I just want to tell you, as a mother, that is the most beautiful relationship between mother and daughter, since I also have a daughter, that you created. You listen to each other, you guide each other, and you create this wonderful relationship. And I'm not surprised of all your achievements the way you are, because I see your mom is your rock and your inspiration. It makes me so proud and happy for you. I wish to every woman to have that experience in their life. It's a wonderful, beautiful thing. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I'm so thankful
Taste
for her.
that.
She's thankful for me and for the
Thankful
shrimp.
for the food that I got to eat. Delicious
And your
food.
mom, the way she taught you, she created these experiences for you to actually have this nice dinners together.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, here's the knife.
So good.
How is
So
it taste-
good,
Does
huh?
champagne make it a
Yeah.
little tastier?
Yes. I'm like,
Always a little more champagne.
you have
I'm
to
gonna get
try.
a glass for you, Courtney.
oh yeah.
I will wait for you, but I'm going to pray. Thank you, God, for this
Please.
food. Amen.
Please enjoy. I love
Yes, we
that.
have to bless the food.
I blessed it before.
We could have this spontaneous. This is not a good glass.
Well, this is absolutely delicious. So
Is it?
if you're watching, you've got to make this recipe. It's so good. You got to
And you see
also-
how easy it is
thank
to
you.
make. So I have my beautiful crystal, and I just wanna thank you, Courtney, and
Cheers.
and your
Cheers.
beautiful mom for joining me today on my show. I'm so grateful to everything that is. I am also a little, example for manifesting this into my life. I've always wanted to have my own cooking show, and this is the most beautiful way that it could have been ever done, how it happened. And that is not just a cooking show, but it's a meaningful show, having wonderful special guests who bring in this incredible energy and story and journey that will inspire others to go and get it for themselves. So cheers to all of you. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Now I'm gonna try the shrimp.